Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time joining, thank you. If you're a new subscriber, a previous subscriber, thank you. Welcome back. It has been a while since I've done a video. If you're familiar with my channel, you will know that there are a couple things that have changed on my channel. One big one is that a video has been deleted. And I'm going to do another video to explain all that, but that will be in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that if you are interested where I have been. Okay, so what I want to get in today is I just wanted to do a quick video to get me back on track and sharing videos in the new year. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is sewing machine bobbins, and more accurately, multi-needle embroidery machine bobbins. So again, if you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I used to do my embroidery on the FAF machine I have here, or the FOF, however you pronounce it. I have a Creative 4.0, and it had a large embroidery unit. You can go back, and there are videos that I have working on that machine, and then you will also know, I'm looking at my videos here on my desktop computer in front of me right here. You'll also know that I had the Brother SE625. And with what I want to do in the future, I needed to upgrade to a larger machine so I could work more efficiently. And one thing that I have learned while using the multi-needle machine is that bobbins are completely different than a normal machine. And the reason why I say that is because you are going to go through a lot of bobbins. Now, with my machine, I have talked about it in previous videos when I got my multi-needle machine, where I bought it and things like that. And I will link that. I'll try to put a link to that video down in the description box, or I'll have it at the end of the video where you can click on that and watch that. So what I did learn with a multi-needle embroidery machine is you go through a lot of bobbins. And these are the type of bobbins that came with my machine, and these look like kind of like an aluminum bobbin, and these are an L, a type L bobbin, and my FAF machine takes L bobbins as well, but just a specific type for the FAF machine. So what I did with my, let me bring that over here, with my machine, it came with a bobbin winder. What I learned about winding bobbins with this type of bobbin winder, you can see here that it's got your power switch, it's got a 110 and a 220 volt where you can switch it. Let me switch that back to 110. Ow. Okay. And then it's got your power switch. It's got your on and off switch. This is your tension. And you can put your cone of thread here. And it has your little thread guide here. And there are two little, I don't know if you can see those. There's a hole here, and you wind the thread. Some people say you loop it around and then bring it back through here for the tension. I found that didn't work for me because I was popping the thread and wasting a lot of it. So I just would thread my thread through the first hole, wind it once just around the back side of my tension, and pull it back out through here, and then wind my bobbin up. And then you take the tail through here and turn your power to start, and it would start winding the bobbin. What I was learning is that the bobbins were winding too much. And when I would have them in my machine, I was having a lot of thread breaks because this machine, this bobbin winder, what was happening was it was winding too much thread onto the bobbins. And you want to, I have found that if you look at this one, you can see that the thread does not extend past the edge of the bobbin. And I hope you guys can see that on there, okay. Oops. You can see that you can still see the edge. I hope you guys can see that. You can still see the edge of the bobbin. Let me show you another one. And I'm not going to worry about winding that back up. This one is even a little bit better yet. You can see the edge of the bobbin, the metal part where the thread stops. And these, winding it that much was working for me on my machine with this particular bobbin winder. And when it was overwinding, I was stressing out so bad because it just, the threads were popping. I was getting thread nests, and with any machine you get, it is going to be a learning curve, which is completely natural. But what was happening was I was getting discouraged about using my new machine. This one, this bobbin here, is almost wound too much for my particular machine. You can see that that has a lot of thread. And when you put it, let me take this one out of here. When you put the thread into your bobbin holder, it was like right up against the inside. So I'm going to put something over there. I don't want you guys to see that part yet. So when I was putting it in, when it was wound too much, the tension, I mean, you could even see, look, it doesn't do nothing because this one is already wound too tightly. And see, I can't even get that out. It won't come out. So let me grab my little tweezers here so I can pop this back out. And come on, come back out. Okay. So that bobbin was wound too tightly for my particular bobbin holders. And what I learned through a little bit of research, because I was going to go and buy a brand new bobbin winder. Now, I know you're telling me, okay, come on, get to the point. And I'm sorry. I am telling you this long-winded story for a reason. Hopefully you guys will not go through what I did if you're new and you're experiencing bobbin problems with your multi-needle machine. So what I did is I said, this thing is a piece of junk. I'm going to go and buy a new bobbin winder. So I started doing research on Amazon and some of these other sites. And I saw a bobbin winder just like this one on Amazon. So I was looking. And I was scrolling through the reviews and things like that on the bobbin winder. Now, what I learned is that if you shop on Amazon often, you will know that when they do the pictures of items that you can scroll through to look at them and preview them, you will know that some of them have videos. And I saw that there was a video of how to use this bobbin winder correctly. So as I was scrolling, I learned a really cool, important thing that I never knew. So if you see this black portion here, there are some screws right here. You can see those, hopefully you guys can see those. There's some screws here and here. And there's a, I don't know if you guys can see that right there, is a little electronic eye. And what that is that when you're winding your thread onto the bobbin, when the edge of that thread meets that eye, that is what tells the machine to stop, that your bobbin is full. So what you can do is you can take a screwdriver and loosen these screws, and this piece slides back and forth. So you can move it to adjust how much thread is going to be wound on your bobbin. And I never knew you could do that until I watched that video talking about another model of bobbin winder that's very similar to this. So I'm like, hey, light bulb went off in my head, and I turned off Amazon and pulled my bobbin winder out, loosened it, tried winding some bobbins, and I found that the bobbins worked best when there was that, you can see that the thread is not right to the edge of the bobbin right there. And I know some people are saying you can put more thread on there. Well, I found that's what works best for my machine. And this one isn't too bad. It's got a little bit too much on the very center portion. I still will be able to use it, but I will have to adjust the tension on my bobbin holder that pops into the machine. Okay, so then I said, you know what? I am winding so many bobbins. I went and I bought more of the bobbins, and these ones that I've been showing you here are like the stainless steel ones, and I'm going to just clip this thread because I'm not going to sit here and wind all that back on there. So what I did is I went and move that aside. I went and bought a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. There's 60. This pack had 60 bobbins in it, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So yeah. Yeah, each one holds holds 30 bobbins. And I bought these cases separate, so they didn't come in these cases. I bought these cases separate on Amazon, and they were very inexpensive. The metal bobbins don't fit perfectly in them. I'm fine with that. I just needed somewhere to be able to store my wound bobbins for the multi-needle machine. So these are also the L-shaped bobbins, and you can see they're nice stainless steel bobbins. So they worked fine. So I was talking to a friend that has another model of my same machine, and she told me previously that she uses pre-wound bobbins. Now I'm one of those people that I never believed in the hype of pre-wound bobbins, and I thought that it was just a money gimmick, that they just wanted money and to get, just to get your money from you. That there are pre-wound bobbins that you can reuse. There are plastic ones, and there are paper ones. So these are the paper cardboard ones, and you can see those there, and you can see that they are an L bobbin. Okay guys, let me tell you, I am forever changed on the fact that pre-wound bobbins are a lifesaver. Oh my God. I cannot tell you now how much I love these. I hated them. I hated them with a passion, thinking, yeah, it's just a gimmick. They're just another way for a company to get money from you to get you to buy some pre-wound bobbins. I love them now. I love them. So with these bobbins, of course, this thread on these pre-wound bobbins, I believe that it's a 90 weight thread. And these bobbins that I was using are a regular 40 weight thread, because I was always told when I started my embroidery on the single needle machines was to match your bobbin thread with your top thread. And so that's what I did, and that's what worked in the Brother machine and the Pfaff machine. I have a Pfaff bobbin right here, and that has 40 weight thread on it. So what I was learning while I was working, that doing a quilt block or anything like that on the multi-needle machine, I could get maybe 1.5 quilt blocks, 8-inch quilt blocks, and it would depend on what the stitch count was, yes, of course, but say a quilt block that has 10,000 stitches. I was going through 1.5 bobbins per quilt block. Sometimes, you know, 2 quilt blocks, I'd get it, depending on how intricate the quilt blocks were. Okay, so what I did is I'm going to stand up here and I'm going to show you one of the quilt blocks, and I have to get up here and get it down without dropping anything, and I'm sorry for some of the noise. Okay, and I'm dropping everything on the floor. Sorry. This is one of the new quilt blocks I'm working on here, and this is going to be for a baby quilt project, and I've talked about the baby quilt project, and this is one of the new quilt blocks that's going to be going into it. And this was just a practice stitch out, and I got so excited on working with it that I started doing them, and I realized, uh-oh, I don't have any quilt batting in these for the quilt blocks, and I can still use these for like a pillow or something like that. But I wanted to do a baby quilt with just the machine embroidered quilt blocks. So I have a cutaway stabilizer. I have the quilt block stitched out, and I don't have the batting in here. So I will be starting those probably tomorrow or the next day, and I'll have the batting in them. So I think what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to just keep these in a like a lookbook for projects that I do that I can refer back to. So there's that. But I stitched out 4 of these, and that is all the thread I used. You can see that maybe half of that bobbin is all I used for 4 8-inch quilt blocks. So, blah, blah, blah on my rambling. The bobbins, pre-wound bobbins with that 90 weight filament thread is a complete game changer. I absolutely love them. And I am so happy that I took the plunge to buy them. So I know I'm putting this in wrong. Let's see. No, I had it in right. So we're just going to stick that back in there off to the side. So what I did is I had bought an item from a website, and that's going to be from in another video in the very near future. And they had pre-wound bobbins on sale. So a box of 144 pre-wound bobbins was on sale for $19.99, and I have only used 1 bobbin out of it so far, and you can see all these in here. This was from the website the Embroidery Library, or no, excuse me, the Embroidery Store. I got these from the Embroidery Store, and they were on sale for $19.99, and I am so happy that I went ahead and bit the bullet and joined the pre-wound bobbin club, because I love them. I'm telling you guys, if you're new to embroidery, game changer. So there's this one. Let me put the little paper back in there. Then what I did is that where I bought those? Yes, this was from the embroidery store. And then what I did is when I was on Amazon purchasing some other items, I went ahead and I bought another box. You can never have too many bobbins. And 144, even though I can get 4 quilt blocks out of half of bobbin, they will, you know, I wanted to have plenty on stock because I will be doing a lot of quilting in the future of 2025. And I went ahead and bought another box. And these are double lin. These are 100% filament polyester. Size L, 144 piece bobbin set, and it is a I don't know what these numbers mean. I think it is a 90 weight, just like these are. So that's what these are here, and they have a nice little flyer that tells you where you can get them. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. But there it tells you your bobbin sizes. You can do different colors. I'm going to try to see here if I can. Bobbin thread for sewing, bobbin thread for embroidery. Okay, so this number here, this 75D2, they are 60 weight bobbins. And I'm going to look at them here. Yeah, that's a really nice thin thread. So these are the 60, and I think that these are probably a 60 then too. I'd have to go back and look on the embroidery store website where I purchased them to look. But yeah, so double lin, so double L-I-N. It's got their website. You can buy them on Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and they have different colored bobbins. They have a group A, which is just black and white, group B, which is multicolored, group C, and group D. So I have not tried this brand yet. Like I said, I just purchased them and just, I've had them for a couple weeks now, but I will try those as well. These embroidery store ones are done by Steady Stitch Bobbins, and I really, really like them. So, oh, they are so this is a 75 D2. These are a 70 D2. So these are probably 60, like it said on that little paper, and these are probably 90. So that is that, and move that out of the way. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about bobbins, please let me know. Tell me if you guys knew that you guys could adjust how much thread goes on your bobbin, because I really didn't know, other than what a regular machine, you could watch it and stop it when you needed to. I didn't know that these were adjustable, and I certainly didn't know it had the little electronic eye in there. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below, and I will see you guys all soon in a new video where I will be talking about another product I've recently purchased and where I have been. I think the where I have been will be what's going to come first, so stay tuned for that video, and we'll see you guys soon. Happy New Year, guys. Bye-bye.